everybody. Welcome to episode 25 of My 15 Minutes. This is something I do every day. I spend 15 minutes because that's the length my camera will shoot without in one shot. When I don't. Anyway, if you want to learn why I'm doing it, go back to episode number 1, the premiere episode. Otherwise, I do it every day. It only lasts for 15 minutes. And tonight I'm continuing on a theme that I started a couple nights ago about pot, marijuana, cannabis, 420, whatever you want to call it. Over the last couple nights, I give a bit of a history of my personal pot use, and not a lot of it actually, because you can't do a whole lot in even 30 minutes. It's not a lot of time, but the gist of it was that I have been smoking pot for 50 years. More than 50 years actually, but we'll round it off and call it 50 years for now. Not always and not constantly. I mean, there was a few years where I didn't do anything but joint after joint after joint all day, all night, whatever. We used to get up in the morning and roll joints and put them in a container, and people would just come in and take one. It was, but that was that was an interesting time, but it didn't last that long. Mostly I just been, always looking for the next, piece of my pie so that I could have my smokes. But since medical marijuana is legal in Pennsylvania, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to get a license. It looks like a driver's license, actually. One of these days I'll pull it out. But what I wanted to talk about tonight was just the sheer amount of crap I have accumulated in, a year and a half, almost 2 years of legalized marijuana. I have tried it all, and I have in front of me, and I'm going to lift it up and put it on my lap, right here. I have a box of paraphernalia. Now, I lived, actually, I shouldn't, for a short time when I was living in my parents' house and I was 21, and living in my parents' house for a little while in Pennsylvania here on Woodland Drive at that time. I did accumulate a lot of pot paraphernalia, pipes and different things, and I had them stashed in a speaker in my bedroom, and I had the rest of my pot stashed in another speaker. And somehow my mother found it, and I got busted, and the cops took all of my paraphernalia and, of course, all the pot, and that was it for that. But what I learned was you don't need paraphernalia. All you need is a pipe or a rolling paper and some pot. That's the rest of the stuff is. It doesn't even make a difference much in the flavor of pot. You can smoke it through anything you want to. The flavor is in the pot itself. Nothing that the pipe does to it is going to enhance it. Detract from it probably, because most of the time when I was, all those years of smoking pot, I didn't clean anything to speak of. We didn't clean pipes. We scraped them out. If they were wooden, we would scrape them out. If they were metal, they would scrape them out. But I didn't take care of them So, but these days, it's a whole different ballgame. And not only in what you're able to purchase, but what you're able to, imbibe it with. I mean, I have more, I'm not even sure if anything. I have given up on everything except for one particular. Oh, I can't. Oh, here we go. Does this have it? Oh, no, this is. Here it is. This was my last vaping purchase. It's called the G Pro by Grinco Science. This thing. It's pretty unique as far as that goes. It's got a little thing on the side where you can load your stuff and then push it back in. But again, it was. I tried it. I really, really, really worked at it. But I couldn't do it. I just gave up. So put it back in the container it came in and go on about it. That's one thing. I got see this. I was trying a lot of oil, and this I'm not going to even open it up, but it's a box of plastic syringes designed to enable you to transfer oil from a bulk container, that you get into a little tube that you can then put in a vaporizer thing and smoke it. That's that. This I use every day. Now this is my thrift shop find. It's an IKEA lid to something. I don't know why, but it's got a rubber thing around here, so it must be a lid. It must fit in something. But I bought it at the thrift store for a couple dollars, and I use it now to clean my pot on. Oh, and I use this. Here you go. I use what is it? It's a Kozo grinder, a Kozo grinder. They have great reviews. I will say that. I broke my first grinder, but this one's virtually indestructible. It's made of aluminum. The threads don't bind up on it. Everything works clean, and mostly it's magnetic. So this magnetic. There's no screw on there. But anyway, that's a nice grinder. That's just there's another thing. Here we go. Look at this. This. Let's see if I can get this open. I think I locked it. Maybe I did. Well, I've forgotten the combination to this, but in this little box is an e-nail system. That's for vaping waxes and oils out of an electronically heated coil around a pipe device. I tried that, and that's expensive and didn't do me a whole lot of good. I tried it, used it, and I still got it, not using it. What have I got? Oh, here's my trusty old wooden pipe from, look at that, crusty, nasty, years of use on it. But I love that pipe. And other crap. There's just too much down here. This is a gravity. Yeah, I don't even know where the rest of the pieces of this piece of crap are. Here's one of my pipes, and this was what I used as an e-nailer, because the device would fit right in here. And here's some of the pieces that use to go in there. At least I have that. I've got another. This is a Hive 2.0 by Yokan. I've got a few of those because they burn out. There's another one. But here's my go-to now. This is my go-to piece. This is my bomb. And actually, my daughter, Anne-Marie, gave this to me as a Christmas gift 2 Christmases ago. And I've been using it ever since. And now I use it exclusively. I don't do anything else. I don't do any vaping anymore. My lungs can't take it. I cough like crazy. I feel like I've got pneumonia sometimes. But pot, on the other hand, and especially I have discovered a way to put ice water into the base of this thing and get the most cooling I can out of that water before I ingest the smoke. And again, I've said this before, in Pennsylvania, this is illegal. I'm supposed to have to, and I have that too here. I'm supposed to use something that only that only turns pot into vape. You have to put the pot in the little chamber and then it heats up and it turns it into a vaping device. And I bought, oh, here's another one, here's another coil. Is this the, which one? Oh, this is the Vision Spinner. It's another one. Oh, here it is. Now this is by Snoop Dogg. It's so complicated to use. It comes with a chamber, right, like this, and you fill it full of pot, and when you push this top back down on it, it has a spring, and it pushes pressure on the pot, and then you push the button, and it heats up a coil in here. It doesn't work. I mean, it does something, but it doesn't do anything for me at all, not even close. You know, batteries, I've got batteries. Here's batteries. These are for, oh, I have it here. This is a coil device. Oh no, not that one. That's a different kind. That goes in a different thing. That goes in one of these like this. Let's see. Oh, there's a different one. Anyway, I don't know if there are so many choices in what you can get now. There's so many choices in how you can get it into yourself now. But for me, all this, and this is a lot of money. This represents a lot of experimentation, a lot of money, a lot of probably anger on Susan's part because I couldn't figure out how to get the best help I needed. You know, I tried everything under the sun. I tried to follow the law of the state of Pennsylvania, but I can't. And I think it's got to get changed. I'm not even looking, I keep looking down into this box. Oh, here's something. This is this is pretty cool, actually. This is it's a cloth bag. And what you can, oh, and that's right, I forgot to show the other thing. Oh, I got this. I have this. This is a farm jar. It's made of a violet glass that doesn't allow light except very, very little, and it's supposed to be beneficial light through into the pot. It maintains a humidity level. I've got pieces of humidistats in there that maintain the humidity at 50 to 55%. But this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen for me because you can put pot in it, right? It opens up, it's a bag, it's got a straw string, but you put pot in it, pot doesn't stick to it. You can pour it right out just like it was a piece of glass. It doesn't stick to it at all. It's amazing. So you can store pot in it, and because it's cloth and it's porous, you know, it benefits from the humidistats in the package. So you don't have to wrap it in plastic. You just put it in here and you put it in the farm jar and it stays perfect. Pretty amazing. I mean, the technology is just phenomenal. I do actually have pot in this farm jar, by the way. So I don't know why I'm putting it back, but I'm going to. Anyway, the whole point of this is that pot now is such huge business. It is a huge, huge business. And it deserves to be. It deserves to be legalized. It deserves to be even bigger business. It deserves to have the full sanction of the government, and it deserves to have the ability to do banking, to create wealth. Why not? Everything else does. Everybody else in this country is creating wealth for something or another for themselves, and people are getting wealthy on pot, but it needs to be completely legalized. That way, nobody has to go to jail or stay another day in jail because of a minor infraction, smoking pot or something like that. But this was just a little exploration trip into the last 2 years. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But now we're down to 15 seconds again, so it's time to say goodbye. For the night, we'll try it again tomorrow. If I'm alive, you'll see me here. Good night. Take care of each other and be good to anybody you